Okay, I'm gonna try really hard to stay like fucking like centered and shit, but I feel like I'm like buzzing, and so I'm like, okay, get it together.
Let it flow, Pridge.
I know. I just feel like there's like so much shit coming in today that I'm just like,
Yes, Pastor.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, we're talking about time and predictions and like intuition and like timelines and shit. Okay, they told me to draw it like lungs, to imagine it like lungs. Okay, this is obviously going to be a major oversimplification because it's like, this is like a 2D oversimplification here, and like, so just go into that knowing this, right? Shut the fuck up! My marker's not doing so well. Okay, so clearly this is not as legible as I would like it to be. But, okay. So this is like infinite, right? I'm using like 2 paths here for the sake of simplifying it.
I just keep splitting.
Like let's say like we're here, right? This is the past. And like I said, this is oversimplification, okay? I think if anybody's been on like the spiritual journey for any fucking amount of time, we already know that like time's not linear and everything's already happened and okay? But we are here, in our now moment, in the 3D, in our human bodies, here, right? And this is why you can't you can't live in like a predictive model anymore. This is why like predictions, like, it's like you can kind of get a sense of like what's coming up in the near future, but like it's not solid, and it's not like, the further out you get, it's like the more vague and the more broad it gets. Why are you smiling?
Because that's what I was just saying in my head, if I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, okay. And it was like this thing about, okay, so as you're moving through time in this body, in the 3D, right? In this reality as the person that you are right now, it's like, as you're looking to navigate, like you can't really, like your past self can't tell you about your future any more than you can tell you about your future in this moment, right? Like you can pull like lessons from that or whatever, but there's no use in looking back here to get information about what you're moving into, right? And you can't really like predict too far out. Like you can't, there's no use in like trying to figure out what's happening here, because this is like infinite possibilities, right? But it was like saying that really the only way forward is through your now moment anyways, because like, so if your mind, if your point of focus is in the future or in the past, it's like you do this like looping thing that just keeps bringing you back here. But if you really want to like unlock your timeline, it's like you have to do it through your now moment, and you can kind of get a sense of where you're going or what timeline you're on, like, because even though there's like infinite possibilities always, it's almost like once you hit a certain point, there are still infinite possibilities, but now this is closed. Like you can collapse timelines. And you can't really go like, okay, so once you're like up here, right, it's like you can't go back here. Like you can try, but it's gonna like squeeze you out every time, because it's like you can't like unknow what you know. You can't.
The path you chose gave you the information you needed for that path.
Yeah, like, I wish I could explain this how as clearly as it came in my brain when I was laying on the massage table, but or why it even matters. But I think it's because I've been getting a lot of like forecasting, right? A lot of future forecasting, and then it causes me to ask questions about that. But then it's like we can't really answer that because you do have control in your now moment. Like certain things have collapsed. So like if this is now your new now moment, it's like, yeah, this is collapsed. So this is no longer a thing. You're now on this like higher timeline. And from here, only certain options are available. But even that is like infinitely branching out as well. So it's like if you're asking questions about something, it's like you can't quite get like a clear, definitive answer. It's like you can get like a kind of like a trend, like you're trending upwards, right? So we can kind of like say that, but I can't give you like a definitive answer of like, yes, this thing is definitely going to happen, or like definitely going to happen in this way or whatever, because from here you can take this path or you can take this path, and then you can take this one, you can take that one, or you can take that one, and it's like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm tracking.
So it's like certain timeline, like there's like a million timelines, infinite timelines available to you, but at the same time, as you're moving forward, certain things are collapsing. So you could keep going this way, and then you're trending like downward, right? But you could also always like take it back up,
even though. And
but I almost feel like you can't go down.
I think.
Or like maybe you can go down for a time, but it would be temporary because the nature of just like evolution of like you can't unknow what you know. You can't unlearn what you've learned. Like you've unlocked certain gates, and so this is just where we're going now.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
I feel like this is where you start getting into the conversation around free will, and just because you know, that doesn't mean you choose to do better.
Well, I think that's why it's like a mix of like free will and fate. It's like I've said this a million times, it's like a choose your own path book.
But
like
I also feel like I kind of agree with like certain pathways get blocked off. Even let's say you started to go down instead of up. Even if at some point you decide to start listening and start trending upwards, because we are humans and our human lives only have but so many years, at some like you're just never going to be able to reach maybe the highest form that you could have in
this lifetime.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of some of the previous choices you've made. So like how I'm envisioning it is like as you are moving forward, making choices or listening or not listening, your now moment, just everything just keeps shifting over to that initial now moment, and you always but you are constantly always in that now moment at the beginning.
Yeah, but are you though? Like your body is always in the now moment, but as far as like where you're tracking on like the map, this like time unlocks in the now moment. And if you're not in the now moment, you're doing this.
You're looping.
Yeah. This is why you'll get the same lesson over and over and over again.
Trying to predict the future or being consumed by past shit.
You're not getting it, you know? So it's like you're just going to keep doing this until you get the lesson, and then you might be able to move here, but then you might do this, and then it's like But it's like in each one of those loops, it's like coming. This is why it's like this isn't 2D, but this is actually like a very full form kind of thing. Because like even as you're doing this, it's like you're doing this. Because like with each loop, it's like you're getting closer to like breaking that loop or closing that loop, and then
you get to now move either way you decide to go with the information that you gain from the loops. But and I just think,
and this is only helpful for right here. This is not helpful for up here. Like this is like shit you store like in your pack. Like these are like tools of like you have the lessons you've learned, but you can't really look backwards to predict the future. Like you can only use it in your now moment of how to navigate the now moment. You can't use it to predict the future. And that's what a lot of us do that. It's like when we have trauma, it's like certain things get programmed. And so as you're looking forward, it's like you're forecasting from what's back here, and you can't, that's again, we're back to this.
So as you're trying to step forward, you keep falling backwards because
You're using like old data and not in a productive way. You're projecting this onto this.
I'm trying to, it kind of ties into your video of the projection versus reality and what people grieve.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's like anything else. But I just thought that was like an interesting, it came in very clearly. Because I think this is because of like my intuitive gifts like kind of coming online, and just in the nature of just trying to understand the nature of it, because it's like I get kind of mixed up when I go into like forecasting or the predictions. It's like I'll get like information, but I get tangled up in it, and I feel like the point of this for me really was to just kind of maybe have more of an understanding of how it works, so that we're not like, I don't know, like, I think it's really just about understanding the now moment and how time unlocks from that moment, and like you really have to live here. And so you can have kind of like psychic information about what move to make right now to get you here and then here and then here, to like keep you moving upwards instead of looping or going downwards, even though none of this shit actually exists. But it's just, like I said, oversimplification, right? Like, but everything is happening in the now moment. So yeah, it's like there's no use in looking forward. It's like your psychic abilities become less about predicting the forecast and more about just navigating from here on out to like where you want to go, what you want to experience, how you want to feel.
What frequency are you vibrating at, and that is the line that you will follow. And as you raise that frequency,
I don't even like using that language, because people get mixed up on that of like feeling like they have to be fucking positive all the time, and that's not the reality either.
Well,
that's why I'm saying this like high and low, up and down thing is like not really totally accurate
either. About
either.
Frequency and sound waves, it happens in waves. So just because you are vibrating at a certain frequency, that doesn't mean you don't have dips and upswings. Everything happens in waves.
You have a baseline though, that wave is on.
That it oscillates from, and that is your frequency. That is how like. I think the hertz is like the rate at which it oscillates, but the frequency is how. So you think maybe
your baseline is what is like the point of attraction, I would say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you can like still manifest, even though like you don't have to be like in a good mood all the time or have to be positive all the time. You have to feel your feelings, so you're gonna have to naturally have dips. But that's also the, like, if you're feeling your feelings, if you're processing what you're processing, then that dip is going to come back.
I mean,
up, around, and you're going to continue to move around this baseline.
It's the circle of life. It is how we really judge how deep our relationships are. How far can I swing from this baseline and still be cool? Like, obviously, there are extremes that we don't want to hit or that we don't want to live at mostly. We want to stay around baseline, but, like, the closer we are to things, the deeper we feel about things is because our baselines are more in tune with each other, and that makes it easier to handle the oscillations.
Oh, what else I wanted to say too is that, so this is why this is like another oversimplification, right? Is because this is just our shit, right? But while this is our shit, we're also tied to this person's fucking little forest of infinite branching paths, and this person's shit of infinite forking paths.
6 degrees of separation.
And
type of situation.
And also, there's this concept coming in around like a rising tide lifts all boats. So like the more that you're rising, it's like your string is also pulling on this person to like come up to meet you here, you know? And it's pulling, this person is like pulling on you, and that's like getting you guys into this like place where you meet here. Like, we're all doing this at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have, like, everybody doing their work, everybody living in the now moment, that's going to, like, infinitely accelerate where this
it raises everyone's
is going. But even if one person isn't really, like, and this is kind of why I feel like you always end up, this is like the red string thing. I need to, all right, running out of time there. Okay, so this is like kind of where the red string thing comes into play, and why it's like people can wander off all they want, but we're still tied to each other here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like inevitable that even if there's like this push and pull and this tug, like we are going to meet here.
And what happens from there is what happens from there, but
Again, infinite possibilities. But because of just
there
like
are some people and some things that we are meant to interact with and engage with in this lifetime, regardless, like, again, infinite possibilities on how that comes about, and infinite possibilities on what happens from there, because everything as you move into it becomes the now moment, where you have infinite possibilities preceding you, just like you had infinite possibilities of how you could have got here.
Yeah, and it's like, even if we're on like the same mission, right, that doesn't mean that we spend the whole lifetime together, right? There's still, like I said, there's still free will, there's still infinite possibilities, so you can fucking wander off all you want, but this is just going to be like a side quest, or like you're going to gather the same lessons, or like, you're just like gathering information at this point, but eventually it's like you're going to end up right back. We're looping, right? You're just going to end up right back here, like together, or you're still working the same mission,
Just from
like
different angles at that point.
Yeah.
Because once you've had that moment in now, where the information or the energy or whatever was supposed to be exchanged has been exchanged, from there, like you said, you can't know what you don't know, and yes, you can choose not to follow it, but
I like the tie-dye one.
most people at some point in their lives decide to start following.
Well, and I think that, like, just because you're tied to each other, like, doesn't make it a guarantee that you'll stick together. Like, but I do think that there's a certain point at which you reach where it's likely, right? Or, it's like there is a reality where we walk together through this, but it's not a guarantee. Like, there's no promises.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you both have to stay
You have to keep choosing.
Vibrating at the same frequency, or the same compatible,
the same
whatever, to
same range.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you have to be within range of each other, because if you drift too far apart, while the pull will still be there, if you're out of sync, it's not gonna work.
No.
So like, while there still might be a connection and a pull, they still need to be within a certain range of each other for it to stay in sync, and for it to move how it's best for all parties.
Yeah, and I'm kind of feeling also like the mission is the mission, like the overall, like, it's like it all meets in the same place anyways. And so you can choose like which path you're on. It's almost like Chutes and Ladders, where eventually it all kind of ends up at the fucking top of the board, but like you get to decide like how difficult or not difficult you make, how pleasant or unpleasant you make this journey here.
It's
like the collective mission is still the fucking same.
And it all infinitely loops on each other, on itself.
Yeah.
Because as you are standing in this now moment, and you are looping out to all these infinite possibilities, but if the mission is the mission, eventually all those infinite possibilities are going to infinitely lead
Well, it's like
back
the Ouroboros, or how the fuck you say
So-
that. Like, this is all happening in a circle. In a like...
There's like another, like...
There's many more layers and dimensions to this.
Another-
You're literally standing right in front of it if you're trying to draw something. You need to come to the side.
So, I don't know if
I've made a mess, so have fun with that.
I don't really need a whole lot of space. So I would imagine it like, you're here, and the lines just keep happening in this manner where like all these are infinite possibilities branching off each other, but at some point, if the mission is the same, you're going to end up back in this spot where you are now, back in the now.
Yeah.
And then the mission just keeps moving forward from there.
Well, you're always in the now.
Constantly, every time you go forward, you end up back here where you now have more opportunities to branch off.
Well, and it's like, this is why when you go like out of alignment or whatever, it's like you're gonna get squeezed out of it eventually because it's not in alignment. You can try and go off path all you fucking want, but it's just gonna keep like pushing you back.
Point, like there are, I don't know, like we've said before, there are like certain like
there's certain checkpoints.
Groceries.
I know. Okay. But yeah,
there's certain checkpoints that like in some way, shape, or form you kind of are fated to have that lesson, and I don't think it's necessarily
there's a million ways it could happen, but
right.
You're gonna arrive at the same fucking conclusion,
right?
Regardless of what path you take.
It's not
because the truth is the truth, right?
So like I think when people think of fate, they think of like certain things have to happen because it's fated, and it's not necessarily about the thing. It's about the lesson that you are learning because of what your soul has chosen to learn.
Yeah.
So if you keep missing the lesson, we're gonna send you back down.
Yeah.
You got to go back down the path and then come back here and see.
Well, then you're looping. That's what I was saying before. You're looping in this upward spiral.
Trying to figure out. Yes.
But eventually, it's gonna click into place. I mean, or some people literally spend a whole lifetime just
looping on the same lesson.
I can think of a few
same
people right now
lessons.
that this applies to.
Yeah.
And they just it never clicks, and they never get to move forward.
Or they keep moving down. Because they keep, even when they know better, they continue to choose to not follow what their body is telling them, what their
I'm getting hung up on this up and down thing because it implies that this is like a
negative space or a bad space.
Yeah, like it's wrong or bad or like I don't
wouldn't
know.
say it's wrong,
but I think maybe it's a like a pleasant or unpleasant experience.
That's kind of what I mean.
You can learn in like through pain, or you can learn through joy, or you can learn through like
two sides of the same coin. So
yeah.
The lesson is going to be the lesson. How do you want the experience of the lesson to come through?
Yeah.
And if you continue to not...
it's hard because you have to kind of talk about it in a way that is like slightly inaccurate to like... for really the human brain to understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because no, it's not about good or bad. It's all just experiences, and we categorize them how we see fit within our own experiences, and that does come from a lot of like historical context that we take and put on situations moving forward. So I do recognize there is no good or bad. It's just life. However, there are some experiences in life that universally everyone would say was, damn, that's a shitty experience. I wouldn't want to do that again. And sometimes we choose... Sometimes we choose, either consciously or unconsciously, we continue to choose the path that keeps going down the unpleasant experiences.
Yeah. And also, there's a couple things coming through right now. Okay. So, I'm losing them. Oh, so, and because we are like infinite, right? It's like, it really doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't fucking matter because you can spend a whole fucking lifetime on a fucking loop if you want to, right? Like that's your choice. That's fine. It doesn't eventually, like
either by force or by choice. You're getting this lesson.
Yeah. So you might continue it into like the next lifetime. It might take you a few lifetimes to get shit. But then also what's coming through too is that I think that there's like this is kind of what I'm experiencing right now, is that as there's like a point where you become like, I don't know how to say this because I feel like we're all creating, right? We're all creators. We're all like all got that like God spark within us, right? But I think that there's a point at which in your human form you hit like this creator unlock, or like you become conscious, or like there's like a certain level that you hit where the experience, I think, unlocks, for lack of a better way to say it, and the way that you experience life is very different. You, like I said, it's interesting because we're all creating this, right? It's all still like a projection from what's happening in here. But I think because some people either choose to, or whatever, however it happens, it's like you have people on Earth that are like creating unconsciously. Maybe that's what it is. It's like you're constantly creating, whether you realize it or not. But you have people that are creating unconsciously, and that's exactly what the fuck they're supposed to do. Like, you need certain people to function in certain roles to have things operate, right? But then you have certain people that have it programmed in their codes to wake up, even though I hate fucking using that term, but to then become conscious creators of the new earth, the new reality, the whatever. And that's kind of what I mean of like how you hit certain checkpoints where this is no longer a thing. And you can't go backwards because you can't unknow what you know. So it's like once you walk through a certain gate of consciousness, you can't go back through.
Right.
Like you can go back to sleep, but it will only be temporary because it's like you've already...
It's like it's like waking up to superpowers and then trying to pretend like you don't have any.
Yeah, or like waking up in a dream and then trying to like unknow that it's a dream.
Right.
You already figured it
Once
out.
you are aware in your dream that you're dreaming.
And again, just like in your dream, when you wake up to realizing it's a dream, then you can kind of like...
unlocks infinite possibilities of what you can do in your dream.
And the same thing is here. It's like once you hit a certain point in your awakening process, it's like you have quite a bit more conscious control. Or even just maybe conscious awareness, right? Like you can kind of just see what's happening. I think that I was getting really stressed out for a while, which is, I think this is also why this is coming to me, is because I was starting to feel, like I said the other day, of like, am I just like, it's like, we're just like cars on a fucking cable. It like started to make me feel like I was like trapped here and I didn't have a choice and I just have to like ride the fucking
the cable
train
car to the top of this mountain.
to wherever I'm supposed to go, and I'm just like fucking passive like participant where I'm just like forced to like, yeah, ride the rail to wherever the fuck we're going, and I'm just like witnessing it with like no autonomy or no sovereignty or whatever. But there is some sort of, I don't fully understand it. I feel like this is just like on the way to getting there, of like what it means to have creative control over what we're doing. And I think it still always is going to come down to this like co-creating, right? It's like sometimes we're passive and sometimes we're not. Sometimes you need to sit in the passenger seat and sometimes you're in the driver's seat. But yeah, I don't know. Or it's like that one video I saw where it's like you can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond, which is part of the creation like process.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of does determine the quality of the experience. Yeah, it's like you can choose to like see things clearly as they are or not, and I think that affects the quality of the experience, which is your choice ultimately. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
That's
that tracks.
where I have ended up. But I feel majorly uplifted. I feel like I've been infused with this like really... Whereas the way I was thinking about it before was like riddling me with anxiety. It's like now I feel like I'm coming into a place of like feeling really excited, or like I'm sure I'll dip back down. But like it's been a fucking mess. But I feel like what they're telling me is something that I can like be at, even though I haven't fully figured it out yet. It's like something that I can be at peace with at least. It's not like, I don't know.
think what it all boils down to is ultimately we have to have accountability of how we show up, and by being willing to take accountability, it unlocks our ability to consciously control what our reality looks like.
Yeah.
Because then you start to understand that, like, your choices, however small, really does create the space that you are in.
There was something else I was going to say. I was going to say, like, this is also what I was saying the other day. What were you just saying?
Our choices, no matter how small, create the environment that
Oh, this is what I was saying the other day about how I was freaking out because I felt like everything was fake. I'm like, how can people come and, like, bring me the exact, like, synchronistic information that I need in an exact moment? And it's like, because everything is like a ripple effect, there's like invisible forces, there's like a frequency, there's something that's emitted from us, and we are all connected. And so it's not necessarily that, like, other people are fake. It's just that because we are tied together, because we are affecting each other on this, like, energetic level, this person is going to, like, come, this person who is in some sort of resonance with you in this reality right now, of course they're going to come in and share some shit with you that clicks in place for your now moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not that, like, oh, they're just a fucking, like, robot or some shit. It's like, yeah, it's not real. It's like this, yeah, no, we're real, but we're all, like,
everyone within this web right now is dealing with similar things. So even though you're experiencing what you are getting from it might be vastly different, but you could still be picking up and sharing
or even
things that's going to be helpful to me or someone else.
Or even if it's not necessarily the same thing, it's almost like a, what do you call that? Like adjacent. Like it might not be they're going through the same thing, but they're going through, like, an adjacent experience that, of course, is going to eventually converge at this point, which is, like, why it's like we're all like a web. It's like we're all source energy connected by these fucking strings and shit, and so we're all kind of, like, having experiences that are constantly, like, intertwined with each other at certain points in time. And it is so, like, intricate and detailed, and that's why it's so, like, awe-inspiring and, like, fucking terrifying at the same time when things click into place and when you become aware of how this reality is working and how we're all connected and how everything in your now moment is, like, guiding you and bringing you information and is perfectly crafted and curated for you now. What am I saying? Yeah. Because it is so intricate. That's why it can be, like, so terrifying and, like, awe-inspiring at the same time, is because it is far more intricate than what, like, our human brains can comprehend. And so it's like every single little detail is curated to, like, to your experience. And it's not that it's fake, it's just that it's detailed as fuck.
Yeah.
Intricate as fuck.
And if you're paying attention to it, you start to notice just how detailed and intricate it is, and the experience can become very surreal.
Yes.
It's
becomes very woo-woo, wibbly-wobbly.
It's very similar to what a lot of people who try psychedelics experiences, like, where, like, they have, like, you do enough, you start having these experiences where you're like, holy shit, I did not notice that tree breathing before. I can see its breath. What is going on?
What else is just coming to me, though, too, is that because what's been looping in my brain the last few days is I am real. And so I think that there is a structure to it, right? It might be wibbly wobbly, but I think that there are certain laws in place that hold certain things in place. And this is why I really need to stop fucking worrying about the fact that I'm going to float away from my fucking body and never come back, or that reality is just going to come crumbling down around me and I'm going to be left in the fucking void of nothingness. Like, this is where I go when things start to feel like this, and I'm completely sober and I'm like, oh my god, I'm dying for sure. Reality's collapsing.
I swear I'm sober. What?
This is why I can't do drugs, right?
Jesus, is this you?
And so I think that what they're trying to tell me is that, like, you can fucking relax because there is structure to this. It is moldable, bendable, flexible. It's like a wave within a grid. It's like
the developers of a sandbox game. Whereas you, the player, can be in the sandbox doing whatever you want in this world, but the game developer still provided parameters.
There's a code
for the game and how it functions and how it works. You can get as detailed as you want with it, but there's still structure.
Well, and it's like you can go in and you can kind of like change the code, but there's still code. There's still like, you can't necessarily like wipe it out entirely.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it's like there's still parameters. You can change the parameters, but like, and I also get feeling like it's like there's like, almost like there's, I don't know if this is the right way to say this, but there's like a limit to like inputs and outputs. Like you can, I'm sure I'm butchering this because I don't actually understand like the verbiage, but it's like you can't change it like all at once. It's like you can go in and adjust the code over here. Like I feel like this is coming in as like a point of like security and stability and like, of like, it's not all gonna just fucking collapse. Like we can go in and like change this little thing, and then we can go in and like tweak this little thing. And so, yes, while the entire picture can change, it's not going to go collapsing like all at once or like...
It's going to be something that happens steadily over time as we're making tweaks around the map.
Mm-hmm. And the reality of the situation is that we are humans in the 3D, and that just remains to be true, period. And so maybe as you go into higher dimensions, there are different laws and different structures, and maybe there is a point at which there is... you know, everything and nothing and whatever, but as long as you are anchored in your now moment in your human body, I feel like there are certain things that you can rely on in what you're going to experience.
Yeah, no matter, like you said, no matter what, where you are vibrating from, what level you are at, quote unquote, ultimately, you're still a human with flesh and a beating heart. In a brain.
You're still like in a container. You're still in like a fucking meat suit, flesh container.
Yeah.
And I think that you can kind of keep, this is why like the spiritual awakening, I've been thinking about this a lot too lately, like the spiritual awakening a lot of times will happen in stages, because in your human body with your nervous system and everything, it's like you can only handle so much. So it's like you can kind of like, again, I hate using the up and down thing, but I don't know how else to fucking talk about it. It's like, you can only like shake shit up so much without breaking entirely. You know what it reminds me of is Pantheon, where like they're like trying to do, it's like each experiment that they're doing in people's brains, it's like it just keeps like failing. It's like, oh fuck, I'm losing it. Yeah, it's like you can like break open, and so there is like a certain amount that you can do at a time before you go into fucking psychosis.
And they have to delete and restart the program.
Yeah, but I also think that if you remain anchored in your now moment, if you like are grounding, that's not going to happen. So it's like, again, it's another thing that you have control over. Don't
get too lost in the future or too stuck in the past. You don't have to lose yourself to the ether in your exploration of it.
Yeah, like, stay here, right? Stay here. You know, like, what I've been getting to is that, like, when you start to feel that way, when you start to feel like you're floating away, it's like, literally go outside and touch a fucking tree. And feel the wind on your face and, like immerse yourself in, like, the sensations of the reality that you're in. 3D. Go do the fucking dishes, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and then we can continue on this, like, process of just, you know, it might be turbulent.
Take off.
So yeah, I don't know, that's my fucking TED Talk for the day.
Pin drop.
Yeah.